Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to dig into the details from Broadcom's latest earnings quarterly conference call to really decipher what's going on with Broadcom stock. So let's get into this brief video looking at the details from its latest earnings. Consolidated net revenue was 8.7 billion. This was up 8% year on year. And management acknowledges, look, I know you all want to hear about how we're benefiting from the strong deployment of generative AI by our customers. And management says, put it in this perspective. Our revenue today from this opportunity represents about 15% of our business. Having said that, it was only 10% of our business in 2022, and we believe it will be over 25% of our business in 2024. So this part of its business is more than doubling in 2 years. And there's a long runway for growth ahead of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if this part of its business continues growing for the next decade. So a huge opportunity ahead for Broadcom in this regard. So moving on, the company's talking about its IT infrastructure demand. That this segment saw 30% growth year on year over the past 5 quarters, but in the second quarter it moderated to a mid-teens percentage growth year over year. And this isn't surprising because enterprises were looking to cut spending in certain areas, and this could have been one of the areas there was a bit of a pullback in terms of enterprise spending. Broadcom updating saying that it entered a multi-year collaboration with a North American wireless OEM company on cutting-edge wireless connectivity and 5G components. Broadcom's second quarter revenue of 1.6 billion in wireless represented 23% of its semiconductor business. That was down 9% year over year. So we expect wireless revenue to be up low single digits the next quarter, quarter over quarter. However, year over year, it's likely to be flat. So a nice improvement from the previous quarter, from being after being down 9% year over year to being flat year over year. So that's a nice improvement for its wireless segment. Networking revenue was 2.6 billion. That was up 20% year over year. That was in line with what it was expecting, and that's 40% of its semiconductor revenue. And this is the segment that benefits from the strong growth in AI infrastructure. So look at that, up 20% year over year. It now represents 39% of its semiconductor business, and this is likely to continue growing as companies continue rolling out infrastructure to support the rising effectiveness of artificial intelligence. Broadcom management noting that its portfolio of Tomahawk 5 and Jericho 3 in its AI offers the industry's highest performance fabric for large-scale AI clusters by optimizing the demanding and costly AI resources. This is a big thing, right? People are using artificial intelligence a lot more than they used to. But the opposite side of this is that companies that are offering these AI services to customers, they're incurring the costs right now. So right now it's not yet being monetized in terms of the consumer usage of it, right? You can go to use ChatGPT for free, right? But every time you use it, that's a cost to the company, to OpenAI, to generate those responses. It incurs a cost, and so those costs right now are falling on the companies. Eventually, more and more so, consumers will start to pay for the privilege of using these services. And I'll end with this final note here, that in the third quarter, the company expects networking revenue to maintain its growth year on year of about 20%. So robust growth in this segment is continued to be expected for Broadcom. So the company overall experiencing various levels of growth, right? The segment of its business that's benefiting from artificial intelligence is growing very strongly. Other parts of its business not growing as strongly. So a mixed quarter for Broadcom in terms of growth, but the future prospects are looking very bright. Even in the segment that wasn't growing, Broadcom expects it to flatten out. Meanwhile, it expects continuous robust growth from its segments that are benefiting from artificial intelligence. All right, so that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.